Hello and welcome to my sample video lesson. Today I'll be taking you through the presentation and delivery of a listening exercise. The exercise is intended for ESL learners at a beginner level. Although the main focus will be on building listening skills, this exercise will also incorporate speaking and reading skills throughout the activity. Students will be listening to a short telephone conversation involving a medical receptionist and a patient about a medication refill request. The class has already been presented with a list of new vocabulary words, and together we have explored their pronunciation, including points of stress as well as their meaning. In the upcoming presentation, the students will be putting this vocabulary into context as it appears throughout the dialogue that they are listening to. The dialogue and the vocabulary will work hand in hand. The activity will involve an interactive questionnaire that will test student comprehension of what they are hearing within the dialogue. It will satisfy one of my enabling objectives, in which students will be able to correctly identify the gist of a dialogue through the completion of an interactive multiple-choice questionnaire, and will tie in nicely with the overarching learning outcome of my lesson plan, where students will be able to recognize the gist of a dialogue by listening to a telephone conversation between a medical receptionist and a patient. Now on with the lesson. We are going to keep our vocabulary words up on the board here for the rest of the afternoon, as we reference it for the rest of our class. Everyone has done a fantastic job today, contributing their thoughts and ideas to our classroom. Now that we all feel comfortable with the new words, we are going to take our lesson to the next step. So, what's next? We are going to be completing an interactive questionnaire. Our questionnaire will have our new vocabulary words you are now familiar with. You are going to hear them in a short telephone conversation about a patient who needs a medication refill. You will be listening to the dialogue very carefully. You will be asked questions about what is happening in the conversation. You will need to listen for the gist of the conversation to choose the correct answer. The questions will have a multiple choice for the answer. You will need to choose the best answer. Now, before we can begin, let's go over the steps we'll need to take to get ready to play. I have written them here on the board so that everyone can see. We can keep them up here while we get ready. You already know our class is all about listening, so step 1 will help us practice that. Could I get a volunteer to read step 1 for me? That's correct. We are going to listen to the instructions. And hey, what do you know? You're already doing that. In step 2, it says we are going to log into Kahoot. Kahoot is an interactive app that is available on our tablets. We will be logging in step by step together. We can help each other if we get stuck. Could I get another volunteer to read step 3 for me? Thank you. As Jane read, you will need to listen to the dialogue next. Please listen carefully and try to focus on understanding the gist of what the callers are saying. The questions will be about the details of the conversation. In step 4, We are going to play the game. What will that be like? Well, there will be one question for every turn in the conversation. Do you know what I mean by turn? Yes, you are correct. We are actually taking turns right now. First, I asked, do you know what I mean by taking turns? And then you said, you say something, then I say something. Our conversation is an example of taking turns. The first question will be about the first speaker's turn. The second question will be about the second speaker's turn, and it will go back and forth. So now let's talk about what you're going to see. You will see the question on the screen. You will also see what the speaker is saying in his or her part of the conversation. You will see 4 answer choices. Does anybody know what you'll be doing when you see those words? Absolutely right. You will be reading them. One more thing you will also see is a timer counting down. You will have 60 seconds or 1 full minute to answer the question. Now I can see that some of you look a little bit worried. There's our vocabulary word, worry. Do not be worried. Just go with what you feel is the best choice. Remember, mistakes are a good thing. They tell us where we can use more practice. Also, remember, this class is for listening, so I will be reading everything out loud so that you can hear it too. Okay, does anyone have any questions before we go ahead and get started? No? All right, in a moment I am going to go ahead and hand out the tablets. Once you get yours, I would like you to click on the Kahoot app to start. When you do that, first you will see the PIN number screen. I will have the PIN number displayed on the projector screen. You'll need to type it in here. Next, it will ask you for your name. Type it in so we can see that you have joined. After that, you're all done. You'll be logged in. You'll see a screen like this on your tablet, and you'll also see your name on the projector screen. Once the game starts, your tablet will look like this. You will see all of the answers on the projector screen. Each answer will have a color and a shape. You will need to click the color and shape on your tablet that matches the answer you choose. I am going to go ahead and hand out the tablets now. Please raise your hand if you have any trouble logging in. Okay, everyone, I'll just give you a minute here to type in the PIN number in the Kahoot app. So everyone should have that launched on your tablet. Okay, so once you type in that number, I just need you to enter in your name. Oh, good. I can see that you're in, Tim. Okay, and I can see you're in as well, Sella. So great, everybody's here. We're ready to get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is just take another moment and re-listen to the dialogue between Martha and Mr. Top and their discussion about his medication refill. Good morning. Thank you for calling the doctor's office. This is the receptionist, Martha, speaking.
Hello, Martha. This is Mr. Top calling. I'm a patient of Dr. Singh's.
Hello, Mr. Top. What can I do for you this morning?
I am almost out of my medication and I'm worried I might run out. I need to get a refill.
Did you contact the pharmacy to see if they can give you any more?
Yes, they said I'm out of refills. They told me to contact the doctor's office to get a new prescription.
Okay, we can get you in to visit with the doctor. Please hold while I find you an appointment time. Once I hit the start button here, what we're going to do is think back to that dialogue that we just listened to, and we're going to answer some questions about specific parts of that dialogue. So we're going to want to kind of think about what it is the people are trying to say in the dialogue. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button, and what everyone should be seeing on their tablet is 4 color-coded squares. Okay, so like I said before, those squares are going to correspond with the answers. So here we are at the first question. Who is Martha? And I'll read through that sentence once again. Good morning. Thank you for calling the doctor's office. This is the receptionist, Martha, speaking. Is Martha the pharmacist, the doctor, the receptionist, or the patient? Okay, and the answers are in, and it looks like everybody's on the same page here. You guys are correct. Martha is the receptionist. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the next question that we have in the list. When Mr. Top says he is a patient, he means, Well, let's read that statement again. Hello, Martha. This is Mr. Top calling. I am a patient of Dr. Singh's. So when Mr. Top uses the word patient, does he mean that he is waiting calmly, that he has an appointment with Dr. Singh, that Dr. Singh is his doctor, or that he is worried about waiting? So if we think back to our vocabulary lesson, there were 2 meanings for the word patient. Okay, it looks like the time is up here. This one is a little bit of a challenging question. So we do have the 2 different meanings for the word patient. So can anyone remind me what they think one of those meanings might be? Right, you're correct. The first way we can mean patient is that you're waiting calmly. So similar to that YouTube video clip we watched earlier, where we had the children who were told that they could get 1 marshmallow now, and if they didn't touch it, then they would get another one after they were finished waiting, or they could just get a single marshmallow and eat it right away. So it was a test of patience. They were being patient if they didn't eat the marshmallow. Now for the second meaning, can anyone take a guess as to what that would mean? Right, something related to doctors. So the other meaning that we can give patient, someone who is being treated by a doctor. So in this scenario, when Mr. Top says he is a patient, he means that Dr. Singh is his doctor.